Well, India's Ministry of External Affairs sources there have said that land port restrictions are expected to restore equality in bilateral trade ties with Bangladesh and restore equal market access for both countries. The MEA sources said that now the relationship with Bangladesh will be on reciprocal terms. Ready-made garments imports from Bangladesh restricted to only two ports, Kolkata and Nhava Sheva, Mumbai. And this is a reciprocal measure to Bangladesh, which has imposed similar trade restrictions on Indian yarn and rice and selectively enhanced inspection on all Indian goods exported to Bangladesh. The Ministry of External Affairs sources have further said that Bangladesh needs to realize that it cannot cherry-pick terms for the bilateral trade solely for its own benefit, or for it to assume that the northeast of India is a captive market for its exports, while denying it market access and transit. Now, as underlined by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the northeast in fact is integral to BIMSTEC, and the equal market space now available in the resource-rich northeast is expected to give a fillip to manufacturing and entrepreneurship in the region under the Atmanirbhar Bharat schemes and policies. Experts say change in policy by Bangladesh came following change in the regime in Dhaka.
We've seen that in the last 8 months since Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was forced to leave Dhaka, and the regime, interim regime, which is not even a legitimate regime, it's just an interim regime led by Chief Advisor Mohammed Yunus. They have arbitrarily been restricting movement of goods between India and Bangladesh. I think that Bangladesh should think seriously about what they want, whether they want good bilateral relations with India, they want free trade with India, they want to increase their exports to India.
Well, Professor Sanjay Bharadwaj of the School of International Studies at JNU now joins us with more on the story. Professor Bharadwaj, what role do duty-free Chinese fabrics and export subsidies play in giving Bangladesh an unfair advantage at this current time?
Thank you, Mark. Let me put in this way. This is what the spirit has been said by India during Sheikh Hasina's visit in 2010, that let's have a bilateral engagement in the regional framework. And that was at that time that framework agreement cooperation was signed between the two countries, and it was decided let's integrate the Eastern South Asia sub-region, where the India and Bangladesh, Bhutan and Nepal will be considered as one unit. And it is true that if we consider that Bangladesh is India locked, then the India's northeast is also a Bangladesh locked. But it is not that much of Bangladesh locked, because India has developed taken number of initiatives and number of projects to connect northeast with the different parts of the world, including India. Now you will see that the way Bangladesh has postured and the way Bangladesh has started doing unfairly, that since we have the duty-free access of Bangladeshi goods and the Chinese goods are floating to Bangladesh market, and that is going to the northeast and other parts, and they are getting a lot of revenues by that. I think we have become very selective. We have become very specific to count that what kind of goods, and that we have designed and defined particular goods that what would be exported. Like you correctly pointed out in the report, that LPG and that fishery project products and all that would be easily will be coming to India. But if it is ready-made garment, or if it is the wooden furniture, and if it is the like perishable items, or the drinkable projects produced by the fruits and all that would not be allowed easily. But it would not apply in case of Bhutan and Nepal. That would be given by Chandrabhaga and Fulbari. There are two ports that they would be used to Bhutan and Nepal. But my point is here that
Professor Bharadwaj, sorry for coming in. Actually, how will the trade restrictions actually impact manufacturers and businesses in the northeast of our country?
No, it's not. It's not that. That's why I'm coming. The
Yes.
Bangladeshi companies were very popular, like Lafarge. They were there. The Pran. They were there. They were very popular, but they were moreover exporting the perishable items like food and all and the drink produced by the fruits and all that. And I think we are giving restrictions on only on those. Number one. Number two, when you were recently, you must have heard that India has come out a 4-line road connectivity project from Silchar to Shillong. That around 166 kilometers, and that would connect to the northeast and Assam, and that further it would connect to Mizoram and Agartala, and from there we are using Kaladan multimodal projects that you are aware,
Right.
connecting to Sitwe, and from Sitwe it would connect to Kolkata. So now we are having very strong projects and connections with the northeastern region of India through different lines. There are also one more projects that you must have heard about. There is Tri-Nations Road Connectivity Project
Yes,
that has not
yes.
been completed yet, but India and Myanmar and Thailand would be connected with Tri-Nations. So India, that it would not have any adversarial impact while we are looking forward, looking to have the manufacturing sectors in northeast, because we have strong connectivity, and India is a very strong market and very
Indeed.
strong supplier to the entire northeast. Northeast
Yes.
also supply
Right.
to India. And yes.
Well,
So these are
a final question, Professor Bhardwaj, is will these restrictions impact BIMSTEC? And also, is it going to help India in streamlining its sort of the checkpoints or the customs points enforcement areas on our border?
No, let me put in that way. There are political regions, geopolitical or geostrategic factors that is impacting the integration of Bangladeshis with the entire BIMSTEC and India's northeast with the entire BIMSTEC. That the loose talks has been done by the interim governments. Had Mohammad Yunus, while he was visiting to China, he talked that India's northeast is much more dependent on Bangladesh and doesn't have access to the Bay of Bengal. I think these are all false and very immature statements given by Mohammad Yunus, because we were looking to integrate and develop entire the region, Southeast
Yes,
Asian
yes.
region, including BIMSTEC. And BIMSTEC was one of the region that we will connect with India's Southeast Asian regions with the Southeast Asian countries, where Myanmar and Thailand would be also part of that, and Sri Lanka. But I don't think that if Bangladesh is having that kind of political instability and political posturing that and wants to brings the extra regional powers to balance India, that would not have any adverse impact
Yes.
on India, because I told you that India has developed an alternative base. And this
All
is
right.
not the new story. When we wanted to have a gas pipeline through Myanmar to Bangladesh to Northeast, and then they have denied it. And then we have come out with the Kaladan multimodal project. So we have alternative routes, and
All
that
right.
would connect with the BIMSTEC countries, including Myanmar and Thailand, and
Fair enough.
definitely it will flow equally what India is wishing to connect with through its Act East policy to the
Sure.
Southeast Asian countries.
Okay, thank you for putting that into
Yeah.
perspective for us, Professor Sanjay Bhardwaj of the School of International Studies, JNU. Thank you for joining us.